Hey scholars, greetings from sunny California. I hope you're all doing well. I will be back on Monday to answer any questions that you have. Also, if you guys want to do better on your PSAT that you'll be taking on Tuesday of next week, I would suggest looking over all years worth of geometry to make sure you remember all the stuff about parallel lines and similar triangles and congruent triangles, all that type of stuff. I have a feeling you'll do much better on that. Also, don't be afraid, especially like equations of lines. I would look over midpoint distance formula, some of those type of things. Okay, so here we are. We're doing a word problem. We're going to do number 4. And it's the following. The original height of a pyramid built for Khafre next to the Great Pyramid was about 471 feet. Each side of its square base was about 708 feet. I want to know what is the lateral area to the nearest foot of a pyramid with those dimensions. Now remember some things you need to remember. The lateral area for a pyramid, I can't talk, is 1/2 the perimeter of the base times the slant height. Or you go perimeter of the base times the slant height over 2. But there's a few things you need to know. It's the perimeter of the base. So what do we always draw? The base, correct? The base, which is going to be a square base, because that's what the pyramid said, it's a square base. Have our right angles, all the sides are the same, we have 708 feet about. They also tell us the height of the pyramid, so remember your pyramid would look kind of something like this. Alright, so we're also given the height of the pyramid, so let me see if we can draw a decent diagram of this pyramid that would give us a little bit of idea. So it's 4 sides. We go here would be the base. I'm not drawing it very well because it's supposed to be a regular pyramid, and we know that our triangles are supposed to be isosceles triangles. Our lateral faces are isosceles triangles that are all congruent. Our base is a regular polygon. With it, they said the height was about 471 feet, so that would be like right in here into the middle. Can we find the apothem? Yeah, what's ever half of 708. Alright, so our apothem to the base, which would be this right here, my friends. 708 divided by 2. Alright, that's going to be 354. So 354. We have our height, which is 471. Now, why am I needing to know that? Well, if you remember, the height, your apothem, and your slant height all make what type of triangle? That's right, a right triangle. And we know the sides. So here's 354. The height is 471. My friends, if I know 2 sides of a right triangle and I'm looking for the missing third side, what process do we use? That's right, the Pythagorean Theorem. So we're going to go leg squared plus leg squared equals the slant height squared. Now guys, is this going to be huge? And the answer is yes. So what do we get here? 471 squared plus 354 squared equals, get this, 347,157, and then equals our slant height squared. Well, what do I have to do? I have to take the square root of both sides. Again, I'm not going to have a negative length for slant height, so my slant height is going to be the square root of 347,157. Why am I not worried about simplifying this? Because it's to the nearest foot. Okay, so sometimes it's better not to. So now I know the slant height. What else do I need for my surface area? I need perimeter. Well, perimeter is going to be easy for me. It's going to be of the base, right? 4 times 708. So what's 4 times 708? We get here 2,832. Isn't this crazy, my friends? So we're going to plug it in. So we get 1/2 of 2,832 times the slant height of the square root of 347,157. All right, we're going to multiply that. I'm plugging it on my calculator now. And then we get 157. I got that this is going to be, if I had a decimal, I get 834,307.6326. But I want to go to the nearest foot, which means I look here at my decimal at the 6, it rounds up. So it's going to be 834,308 square feet. Does that make sense? Good. All right, now we're going to go on to the next problem. We're going to do 6b, my friends. Okay, 6b. Now it says find the surface area of each regular pyramid. Leave your answers in simplest radical form and to the nearest whole number. So I got to go simplest radical form, and we need to do it as a decimal. I mean, not a decimal, but approximate. So we're going to round. It says don't forget to draw the base of the pyramid first. Now, guys, I want you to look at B. Remember, for a pyramid or a prism, we always want to draw the what? We always want to draw the base. Well, what's going to be the base of B? Well, the base of B is going to be an equilateral triangle. And the really cool part, it really didn't matter what side. So I'm just going to do the bottom right here. But those are all going to end up being the same. Because remember, a regular pyramid, which is the only type that we're going to work with, the polygon is going to end up being the, I would say the only type we're going to work with, the ones that we find for lateral area and surface area. It has to be a regular polygon. So we know that's an equilateral triangle. We have 6 centimeters on every side. Correct? So if I'm looking for the perimeter of the base, that's pretty easy. That's just 3 times 6, which is equal to 18 centimeters. But there is another problem that we have, my friends. We need to know the slant height, because if we're looking for surface area, right? If I remember this correctly, my friends, surface area is 1/2 perimeter of the base times the slant height, which is our lateral area, plus the area of the base. So we got a couple different things that we've got to be able to calculate yet. And in fact, I'm going to move this down here a little bit. First of all, can I find the area of, actually I'm going to erase that for now. Sorry, guys. Can I find the area of the base? Yeah, the area of the base, notice I'm using a capital B for area of the base, is going to end up being an equilateral triangle. Can I use side squared root 3 all over 4 because it's an equilateral triangle? So I plug it in. I get 6 squared root 3 all over 4. And what do we get? I'm going to do that again. I don't like how my writing is looking when I'm doing this so quickly. Well, 6 squared is 36. 36 root 3 over 4. Guys, isn't that 9 root 3? So that's the area of the base. Now, what's the other piece of missing information? I'm missing the slant height. Well, friends, aren't my lateral faces this time also equilateral triangles? And the answer is yes. Because remember, our slant height will always go to our base edge and bisect it. It will go to the midpoint of this base edge. It goes down the slant of the pyramid. So with that, I also know it's an equilateral triangle because all the sides are the same. Because remember, lateral faces have to be isosceles triangles. So that would be 6 centimeters. We know the slant height would bisect the sides. So that's 3. You guys, don't you agree with me? That makes this a 60-degree angle. I think I'm just going to write it in like this. Right? And now we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle. We know the hypotenuse, we know the short leg. We just need to get to the long leg, which is the slant height. So we multiply by root 3, and that's going to be 3 root 3. So let's think about this now. We can plug in everything we need because we have perimeter, we have the area of the base, and now we know slant height as well. So my surface area formula is 1/2 perimeter of the base times the slant height plus the area of the base. So 1/2 the perimeter of the base is going to end up being 18. Your slant height is 3 root 3 plus the area of the base is 9 root 3. So here we got 1/2 of 18 is 9. 9 times 3, that's going to be 27 root 3 plus the area of the base, which is 9 root 3. And that gives 36 root 3 square centimeters for the surface area. So hopefully that one got worked out for you pretty well, my friends. It's kind of fun. I kind of like this one, but you have to know your lateral area, your base, right? How to find the area of an equilateral triangle, but you also have to know enough about equilateral triangles and realize your lateral faces were equilateral triangles and be able to find your slant height. All right, and then last but not least, we are going to be doing, I believe, number 10. So let's look at number 10. All right, we're looking for the surface area of a regular square pyramid, which is 48 square centimeters. If the slant height is equal to the base edge length, find the area of the base, the capital B. All right, so first thing we're going to draw. we're going to draw the base. And the base we know is a square. And the thing is, do we know the length of it? No. But we do know the slant height is equal to the base edge length. So if I said this was my base edge length is S, okay, would you agree with me the slant height is also going to be S then? All right, let's just change it even better. Let's change that to an X instead, okay? So the slant height is X units. I know my base edge is X units. And I also told you the surface area of this formula is perimeter of the base, 1/2 perimeter of the base times the slant height plus the area of the base. Well, let's think about how we can solve for this. If I know my slant height, which is going to be 8 units here, X units here, the side edge is X units. Do you guys agree with me? The perimeter is just going to be 4 times X, correct? What is our slant height going to be? Well, remember the slant height is X. What's the area of the base going to be? Well, that's side squared, so isn't that going to be X squared? Right? So now I have the perimeter, I have the base, I have the slant height. Now I'm going to plug it into my formula, okay? So what do we get here? The surface area is 48 square centimeters. I get 1/2 the perimeter of the base, which is 4X, your slant height, which is X, plus the area of the base, which is X squared. Okay, so I get 48 is equal to 2X squared plus X squared. So I get 48 is equal to 3X squared. So I'm going to combine like terms, right? Divide by 3, I get X squared is equal to 16. I'm going to take the square root of X, make sure I take plus or minus of both sides. Get the fact that X is equal to a positive 4. So that'd be 4 units, right? Actually, it'd be 4 centimeters, I do believe. Oh, these were units earlier, those are centimeters. Oops, centimeters. Gotta get my labels right. So it'd be 4 centimeters. So guys, what's the area of the base? If the side is 4 centimeters, isn't that just side squared? Isn't that just 4 squared, which is 16 square centimeters? Right? So remember, we got to work backwards on this one to get that, but we also have to make sure we define the stuff well. What did I still do, guys? I still drew out the base, even though it was a square. So hopefully that will help get you guys started on the homework, or answered a lot of your questions that you have. I'll be back Monday morning before school, like at 7. You guys can call me at home on Sunday afternoon and evening if you want. I can answer some questions for you. So hopefully we got to a good spot. All right, my friends, hope you're having a great week. I will talk to you soon.